Hello guys, and welcome to a brand new game called Sunlight. It's a very small experience, about 30 minutes long, and it's a philosophical game where we basically get put into a painting. It's a very, very pretty game, a unique experience, so let's check it out. Also, if you happen to buy the game, it's about £3.20, so about $4 or $5, so a very small amount. They all plant a tree with every purchase, so I feel good about buying this game. So I feel good about myself, which is always a plus. I am ready. More than ready. Ooh. Looks so pretty, hence we are playing this game right now.
Welcome. Are you sitting comfortably?
Oh, voice.
Are you focused?
Yes.
And not thinking about whatever's bothering you these days? I'm not here to test you. Please, relax. Let your thoughts come and go, and listen as they fade away in the distance. For better or for worse, this is where your life has brought you. Looking at a screen, listening to me. Imagine, for a moment, that you've just had a child. It's healthy, but unfortunately also completely blind. For their whole life, they will live in the dark and not see a thing. Their perception of reality is something that you might never be able to comprehend. How would you describe the world to them? What can't be touched or heard, smelled or tasted? How would you describe sunlight? By what it does? Or how it feels on their skin? I think I'd play them this piece of music. First composed by Tchaikovsky in 1878, these rays of light have traveled through decade after decade, finally reaching your ears this very moment. You have also traveled far to get here today, but you're only passing through and should probably get going.
The narration on it is exquisite. Wish I had a slightly more
While you're
unique voice.
here,
Whoa, okay.
I'd like to tell you a story.
About what?
It all happened to me when I was young,
Huh?
walking in a forest much like you are. Those were days filled with boundaries and rules, of no running in the hallways, don't do this or that or the other. With
my world full of fierce discipline, I walked the forest to breathe. One day, deep in the woods, I found
a funny-looking tree, crooked,
old and wrinkly. With little work, a few bits of bark became huge ships.
Calm creeks turned ferocious oceans. I can still recall people I imagined dragged downstream with a sense of guilt.
As I gazed back upon the old tree, I noticed something peculiar. It was crying. Every crumple, like eyes
closed tightly. Clear drops streaming silently down
its wrinkly skin.
So I did as children do.
Tasted it.
Not because it looked tasty,
but to figure out what it was. The first drop made my tongue tingle. A second made it prickle.
And the very moment the third landed on my tongue, a profound sensation spread through my chest. Undefinable, like thirst, both vague and specific.
One thing was clear. Something was changing within me. I remember breathing in and out, feeding the fire.
Can't help but maybe feel I've gone the wrong way. I hope I haven't. I feel like I've... Yeah. I don't know. The way the game sort of merges the narration was incredible, by the way. Absolutely incredible. I don't know how they did that. It's so weird. Also, why would you lick a tree? Perhaps I'm missing the point. Yeah, honestly, it feels like I've been thrown into like a moat painting or a Mozart. I don't know. Madness. It's crazy that it's in a game that looks this pretty. Can I grab that?
Ooh.
I can.
The following day, I woke to a slight prickle in my fingertips. I studied them closely,
discovering circular ridges on the foreign landscapes of my skin. The prickling soon slipped my attention.
It would be another week until it returned. A wave of gentle needles
moving over my skin. And then falling asleep, perhaps?
I did not start worrying until it returned the third time.
First making its way up my neck, before engulfing my skull completely from behind.
I could even feel the tiny needles covering my eyeballs.
But it did not stop there. I held my breath as the small thorns crawled around my lips before spreading into my lungs
and stomach.
My awareness spread with it, and I remember the strangest sensation of my mushy dinner
In there, as if I held its remains in the palm of my hand.
Feels oddly kind of spooky, actually. So I guess when we collect the flowers, narration plays, and then we keep going. And that's roughly what's happening right now. Again, it's one of those games where you just sort of sit back and just sort of take it in a little bit. Whether I'm going to completely understand the meaning of it, I don't know. Probably not. Another pretty flower. Did I get it? I got it.
Suddenly,
My body took control and opened my mouth.
An explosion of air rushing into my lungs. The tingling spread with it through an endless web of veins.
Soon reaching my beating heart for a moment.
I stood in awe of the activity within my body.
I felt my heart beating faster.
And my skin sweating.
Your body is your only vessel in this world. And when it misbehaves, the claustrophobia is total.
Seek help.
I thought. And at that very moment,
The tinkling needle shot from my brain down through my spine.
I felt them scatter through my upper leg, where muscles contracted to lift my knee. My body weight shifted forward,
And a shockwave spread from the foot's sole as it landed softly on the ground.
the process repeated itself in greater detail for every step. I was overwhelmed by my body.
Kept moving.
I did not at
At
all
all feel like the boss giving directions.
It all happened automatically.
and
And
I
I
was simply alone for the ride.
like you,
Wonder how many voices they actually recorded. Honestly, unbelievable. If you don't have both headphones in, it might not come across as well, but yeah, there's so many different voices. You're just sort of taking it all in. or should we go for this one? I don't know. Let's go over here. Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure this is as fast as we can walk, by the way. I can't sprint. Also, as far as I know... Oh, it does work. Okay. The controller didn't work in the main menus, but I can use the controller. Okay, there we go. I'll switch. I'm guessing you can sort of end up with different bouquets, I
It was
guess.
cold and white.
Crossing the floor felt like a polar expedition.
My parents'
distant features of the landscape. I wanted to explain, but was unable.
My lips and tongue engaged
in an intricate choreography.
Myself in the audience observing the words performed. My lips muttered, I'm sure it will pass.
while my thoughts were crying for help.
Pretty blue one. Add a bit of colour to my bouquet. So, is this someone's journey in life, I guess? That's what I'm getting from it. I guess we may all get different things from this game. I don't know. It's a pretty one.
The conversation kept going, but I stopped paying attention. Instead, I was following
the hands of a clock mounted on the doctor's wall.
I do that all the time.
They were both
speeding up and
slowing down.
I was slipping further and further away. A levitating camera in a video game,
merging with the code it was running on, again with the binary, with the electronic circuits and so on.
I closed my eyes and let my sensations lead me.
First, I spent some time with my bones.
Among their many functions, I got lost in their continuous breathing. An uninterrupted flow of calcium absorbed and released.
Even my skeleton was alive and living,
in and of itself.
I could feel my mind
clinging to the known, to the clattering thoughts,
the buzzing of memories and fears of the future.
But for each breath, tension was released, and my shoulders sunk comfortably.
It had certainly felt like I was in there, somewhere
behind my face. But I was nowhere to be found. And the more I looked, the more hazy I became.
I'm guessing they gave this script to so many people and somehow they've put it into the game, and I don't know if it's depending on my path where I walk. Honestly, it feels like I've been thrown back into my English literature class and I'm struggling to understand exactly what's going on. But it's quite an experience, that's for sure. I'm wondering if the flowers I pick, does that have a factor in terms of the outcome or my journey? Is the dialogue different? Is it a set path? I have no idea. That's a pretty colour. Ooh.
When my eyelids
eventually opened, they felt
as slow as a sunrise.
Photons converted to neural signals shooting along the optic nerve,
each carrying a piece of information into the darkness.
The brain categorized motion, color, edges, distance. I sat for a moment in the dusk, watching the sunrise.
When the
world eventually lit up, I was no longer wondering why matter lights up from the inside.
My experience had changed from
the fire to the light it emits.
But it would get much stranger still.
Are we going to heaven? Honestly, say I've never played anything like this in my entire life. I'll be really playing. I mean, all I'm doing really is pressing a direction of where to go, and that's it. Am I playing? Am I in control right now? Some would say probably not.
Stretched, I started daydreaming, or so I thought.
It began as a shimmering field, creeping slowly in from the
periphery of my vision.
The hands of the clock still moving, but among them vague shapes.
Slowly, but surely, I saw trees flowing past me,
and among them,
myself.
Sitting right there in the doctor's office with a vacant expression.
Guessing they've got bad news,
While
right?
walking around myself, I was surprised to still see the clock.
Straight ahead. Myself from the side, the clock on the wall. The two images were not overlapping, they just
Co-existed. Like imagining a familiar place with your eyes
closed, and you see both nothing and something at the same time.
I turned to look towards myself, but saw only the face
of the doctor, lingering
Somewhere between confusion, concern, and annoyance. However, when I studied his face closer,
I was struck by terror.
The image of myself
had turned to look straight into my own eyes.
I felt my own hand reach out
Towards myself, the weight of my hand landing softly on my own shoulder.
eyes distant, looking at the doctor, looking at myself.
Rules and boundaries disappearing.
So we're currently sitting in a doctor's office, just staring into this clock, and I'm guessing we're getting some pretty terrible news. This is a thing that I relate to quite a bit. Honestly, I'm terrified of health, terrified of going to the doctors. That's what I'd imagine myself doing. I wouldn't know how to react to bad news if I got bad news. Yeah, I don't know. We all begin and we all end, I guess, but the bit in the middle is terrifying, let's be honest.
The fire was spreading. A delicate wave of nostalgia.
Washing over me, intimate recollections of past sorrows,
relationships, education, and
Even medical experience.
and at last, I was no longer alone.
not in the sense that the doctor was there in the room, but rather that we were together
in the darkness of my mind, a vast number of sensations were still flowing, but now with two observers
To share the burden.
Also the music in this. The music, the art, narration is absolutely incredible. So the guys that worked on this game also worked on, I think it's called Among the Sleep, which is probably their biggest game. And again, another really, really incredible game. I think it's definitely more of an experience more than a game. I think that's fair to say. I've got quite the bouquet.
Somewhere, out of sight,
a hand picked me up.
And as I kept breathing, the fire kept spreading. Soon, it swallowed my parents,
sitting in their chairs, doubting my story.
I felt contradicting opinions and ideas coexist, but not in conflict.
Different notes in harmonious chords, shaping a balanced,
indivisible whole. More clouds spread into my vision,
and more sensations through my body. The music was evolving.
I looked at my hand.
5 fingers against the surface felt no different than 5 bodies or minds.
Branches becoming aware that they were connected
to the same trunk all along. Their experience,
my own, all of them present
in my mind.
Not gonna lie now, I'm lost. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm sitting there as a 15-year-old in English Lit, confused, struggling to get my C. That's what I feel like right now. Let's just grab this flower.
The prickling kept spreading.
Each needle on my skin, another presence in my mind.
More and more observers sharing the burden.
A vast number of sensations
Does
flowed.
this person have maybe cancer? I don't know. Is that
Like musical sunlight, just passing through. Every individual going about their business. Strangers on the street, unaware
that they were all each other, their surroundings, and me.
I knew and felt him all as I knew and felt
myself.
And I could no longer feel contempt, or that anyone was somehow less deserving.
There was no longer me and you, no us versus them.
It was all just
me.
Also, let me know in the comments what you have grabbed from it. What do you think this story is about? Yeah, let me know in the comments. I'm very interested. I think this might be someone's experience. Is this maybe what I'm getting from it? I might be completely wrong. It's one of those experiences where you can grab whatever you want from it, I guess. But someone suffering with cancer, maybe? The prickling, the injections, the doctor's appointments.
As I kept breathing in
and out, each new breath
pushed me along an ubiquitous landscape that was simply too beautiful to ignore.
what lay past each tree and beyond
Every hill was another idea I knew to be true.
Mountains,
transient shadows of matter,
Flowing through time, slowly from one point of view.
but for the mountain itself,
Oh boy, it's in a hurry.
like everyone else.
both the whirlpool and the stream, an expression of energy floating through empty space. All experiences merging
To one,
There I was. All of us. You, me, I.
the light that shines through the film.
All else
Is smoke and mirrors.
Right, the next flower. I think I'm going to sneeze. It's all these trees. Ooh. walking at a very, almost like unique, steady pace. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to sprinting around. It's so relaxing in that sense, I think.
As with all stories, this one also ends.
Not because the story has an ending, but because it keeps moving,
leaving us behind.
My body
kept living like yours will.
The surfaces preserving its illusion of separateness. This screen, our very own eyes.
I couldn't tell
If I ascended or dissolved.
I'm soaring through space, but unable
to move, nevertheless. And as I turn in orbit, the boundary between light and dark keeps moving.
A cascading wave of thoughts, arriving at dawn, just to
slip away at dusk.
Like that sudden burst of light through the trees. It's a good feeling. I'll go for this one. That is quite the bouquet. Where are we taking these flowers to? That's the question. Where are we going?
A violent competition on a speck of dust suspended in night.
An energy field fumbling in the dark.
Trying to describe myself. I want to be safe. Well fed, not too warm, not too cold.
To be acknowledged by my closest.
So even though you are another part of me looking back,
you will always be a stranger. A lump of resources for my exploitation.
The branches cut, our hemispheres separated once again.
Rocks skipping along the surface, never sinking in. The inconsistent
dash of beauty between the noise, picked up by a stranger with good intentions, and with it, sentenced to die. I don't care
who you are, or how you found me.
But we are both reaching in. A few lonely rays, venturing through
space, in just the right direction.
Absorbed in our leaves,
stored as sweet sugars,
and exhaled as crisp
and clean oxygen.
And while the light warms our skin, or while we wait for the next sunrise, we breathe in
and out.
All that matters
is
that you are here, right now.
And for a moment, we are together. You and me, as one. Like we always are. And we
always will be.
I think that might be it. We will always be together. Humans! I'm not sure if that's quite what they meant, but yeah, we're all but the same. We are at one. We are one person. What's happened here? Oh, the mood just changed. Only light on the flowers and all the trees mowed down, cut down. Was that the journey of a tree? I don't think it was, but what we do to these forests is honestly, it's crippling when you see it. It's just horrific. I understand we do need wood. I get it. But if we cut down a tree, we have to put a tree back. I mean, that's just simply how it has to be. And we don't do that. We just come down, take the resources, and move away. This is definitely something I feel quite passionate about. I know Mr. Beast last year. Enter text. Oh. So, if someone walks past this tree in the game, do they see the text? What? We are but one. Hashtag save trees. Oh, what am I doing? We are but one. Hashtag save trees. Done. My message is now in the game. Yeah, that's literally the end. I don't know if messages... if you guys can actually read my message. I don't know how it works. Look at the... oh, look at the amount of voice actors. I wonder if there's anyone I'd not recommend or remember. Notice. No. Office dogs, very important. Must acknowledge the office dogs. Very important. An incredibly unique experience. One that I probably won't forget in a hurry, for sure. Incredibly pretty. Not so much now, because you guys ruined the forests. You cut them down. You ruined that incredible scenery. Do we just keep walking? I guess so. I don't know if we can read other people's messages or not. I'm not quite sure how that works. Yeah, it's a very small experience. It's not an experience I would probably play again. But for £3, and the fact they do plant a tree as well with every download, I find it very hard not to recommend, to be honest. I don't know if we can read messages on these tree stumps. And how long can we keep walking for? Is it like an endless circle, or how does it... do we ever get to the end? Is there like a secret at the end? I don't know. I guess obviously let me know, or let me know on Twitter or in the comments if you guys do happen to find my tree. Perhaps they have to approve it actually as well. That's a good point. We are but one. Alright, let's end it there. Yeah, a truly unique experience. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Had like a... put it on like your big TV and took it all in. So just restarting the whole game. I think it is. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like on the video and I'll see you guys very soon.